Managing human resources. Hiring and keeping quality employees is one of the most urgent concerns for today's organizations. Employees give a company's primary source of competitive advantage, so talent management is a top priority for smart managers. The term human resource management, or HRM, refers to the design and application of formal systems in an organization to ensure the effective and efficient use of human talent to accomplish organizational goals. This system includes activities undertaken to attract, develop, and maintain an effective workforce. Managers have to find the right people, place them in positions where they can be most effective, and develop them so they contribute to company success. Over the past decade, human resource management has shed its old personal image and gained recognition as a viral player in a corporate strategy. Increasingly, large corporations are outsourcing routine HR administrative activities, freeing HRM staff from time-consuming paperwork and enabling them to take on more strategic responsibilities. Human Resources tops Gartner Inc's list of most commonly outsourced business activities. All managers need to be skilled in the basics of human resource management. Flatter organizations often require that managers throughout the organization play an active role in recruiting and selecting the right employees, developing effective training programs, or creating appropriate the right employees, developing effective training programs, or creating appropriate performance appraisal system. HRM professionals act to guide and assist line managers in managing human resources to achieve this organization's strategic goals. The strategic role, or HRM, is to drive organizational performance. How a company manages talent may be the single most important factors in sustaining the competitive success. Today's best human resources departments not only support strategic objectives but also actively pursue an ongoing integrated plan for furthering the organization's performance. Research has found that effective human resource management has a positive impact on strategic performance, including higher employee productivity and stronger financial results. The strategic approach the strategic approach to human resource management recognizes three key elements. First, all managers are involved in human resource management. Second, employees are viewed as assets. Employees, not building and machinery, give a company its competitive edge. Third, human resource management is a matching process, integrating the organization's strategy and goals with the correct approach to managing human capital. In companies that take a strategic approach, HR managers are key players in the executive team and play a pivotal role in driving performance. At retailer Target, for example, the formal mission of the Human Resources Department is to drive company's performance by building a fast, fun, and friendly team committed to excellence. To fulfill the mission, HR managers are directly involved in building a culture that distinguishes Target from other retailers, finding the right people to fit the culture, then creating training programs, com- compensation, and other mechanisms to develop and relaying quality employees. Some current strategic issues of particular concern to managers include the following: right people to become more competitive on a global basis, right people for improving quality, innovation, and customer service, right people to retain during mergers and acquisitions, right people to apply new information technology for e-business. All of these strategic decisions determine a company's need for skills and employees. Take moment. The chapter examines the three primary goals of HRM as illustrated in Exhibit 11.1. HRM activities and goals do not take place inside a vacuum but within the context of issues and factors affecting the entire organization, such as globalization, changing technology, a growing need for rapid innovation, quick shifts in markets and the external environment, societal trends, government regulations, and changes in the organization's culture, structure, strategy, and goals. The three broad HRM activities outlined in Exhibit 11.1 are to find the right people, manage talent so people achieve their potential, and maintain the workforce over the long term. Achieving these goals requires skills in planning, recruiting, training, performance appraisal, wage and salary administration, benefit programs, and even termination. Building human capital to drive performance. Today, more than ever, strategic decisions are related to human resource considerations. In many companies, especially those that rely more on employee information, creativity, knowledge, and service, rather than production machinery, success depends on the ability to manage human capital. Human capital refers to the economic value of the combined knowledge, experience, skills, and capabilities of employees. To build human capital, HRM develops strategies for finding the best talent, enhancing their skills and knowledge, with training programs and opportunities for personal and professional development, and providing compensation and benefits to support the sharing of knowledge and appropriately reward people for their contributions to the organizations. The importance of human capital for business results illustrated in the frame was developed by Accenture and used by software and company SAP needed a way to evaluate and revise its human capital processes to shift a new strategy requiring stronger customers, focus, and greater individual employee accountability. The idea is to show how investments in human contribute to stronger organizational performance and better financial contribute. Framework begins at the bottom level for by assessing internal processes such as workforce planning, career development, learning management, and so forth. Managers use these activities to increase human capital capabilities, such such as employee engage of workforce adaptability, enhance capabilities, in turn drive higher performance in key areas such as innovation or customers satisfaction, drive higher performance in key areas such as innovation. Finally, improvements in key performance areas leads to improved business results. Globalization. An issue of significant concern for today's organizations is competing on a global basis, and the success of a company's global business strategies is closely tied to the effectiveness of the organization's global HR strategies, as often known as International Human Resource Management or HRM. Specifically addresses the added complexity that results from coordinating and managing diverse people on a global scale. Research in HRM has revealed that as the world becomes increasingly interconnected, some HR practices and trends are converging. However, IHRM managers need a high degree of cultural sensitivity and the ability to tailor and communicate policies and practices for different cultures. What works in one country may not translate well to another. List some interesting trends related to selection, compensation, performance appraisal, and training in different countries. The impact of federal legislation on HRM. A number of federal laws have been passed to ensure equal employment opportunity (EEO). Some of the most significant legislation and executive orders are summarized in Exhibit 11.4. The point of the law is to stop discriminatory practices that are unfair to specific groups and to define enforcement agencies for these laws. EEO legislation attempts to balance the pay given to men and women, provide employment opportunities without regard to race, religion, national origin, and gender, ensure fair treatment for employees of all ages, and avoid discrimination against disabled individuals. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC, created by the Civil Rights Act of 1964, initiates investigations in response to complaints concerning discrimination. The EEOC is a major agency involved with employment discrimination. Occurs when some applicants are hired or promoted based on criteria that are not job relevant, for example, refusing to hire a black applicant for the job he qualified to fulfill, or paying a woman a lower wage than a man for the same work, or discriminatory acts when discrimination is found. Remedies include providing back pay and taking affirmative action. Affirmative action requires that the employee takes positive steps to guarantee equal employment opportunities for people within protected groups. An affirmative action plan is a form of document that can be reviewed by employees and informs agencies. The goal of organization affirmative action is to reduce or eliminate internal inequalities among affected employees groups. Failure to comply with equal employment opportunity legislation can result in substantial fines and penalties for employers. Suits for discriminatory practices can cover a broad range of employee complaints. One issue of growing concern is sexual harassment, which is also a violation of Title of the Civil Rights Act, the EOC. Guidelines specify that behavior such as unwelcome advances, requirements for sexual harassment when submission to the conduct is tied to continued employment or advance, or when the behavior creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. Sexual harassment will be discussed in more detail in Chapter 12. The changing nature of careers. Another current issue is the changing nature of careers and the shift in the relationship between employers, and employees. The changing social contract. In the old social contract between organizations and employee, the employee could contributability, dedication, loyalty, and commitment, and expect in return that the company would provide wages and benefits, work advancements, and training throughout the employee's working life. But volatile changes in the environment have disrupted this contract. Consider the following list. Found in a bulletin board at a company undergoing major restructuring. We can promise you how long we'll be in business. We can promise you that we won't be acquired. We won't promise that there'll be room for promotion. We can promise that your job will exist when you reach retirement age. We can promise that the money will be available for your pension. We can accept your undying loyalty, and we aren't even sure we want it. Downsizing, outsourcing, right-sizing, and restructuring have led to elimination of many positions in organizations. Employees who are left may feel little stability. The above list reflects a primarily negative view of the new employer to employee relationship, but there are positive aspects as well. Many people, particularly younger employees, like expectation of responsibility and mobility embedded in the view social contract. Everyone is expected to be a self-motivated worker who is consciously acquiring new skills and demonstrating value for the organization. The new contract is based on the concept of employability rather than lifetime employment, and individuals are based on the concept of employability, developing their own skills and abilities, understanding their employers' business needs, and demonstrating their value to their organization. The employer, in turn, invests in creative training and development opportunities so that people will will be more employable when the company no longer needs their services. This means offering challenging work assignments, opportunities to participate in decision making, and access to informal and resources. In addition, an important challenge for HRM is revising performance evaluation, compensation, and reward practices to be compatible with the new social contract. Smart organizations contribute employees' long-term success by offering extensive professional training and development opportunities, career information and assessment, and caring coaching. The new social contract can benefit both employees and organizations. However, some companies take new approach as an excuse to treat people as economic factors to be used when needed and then let go. This attitude hurts morale, employee commitment, and organizational performance. Studies in both the United States and China, for example, have, have found lower employee and firm performance and decreased commitment in the companies when interaction between employer and employee is treated as a contract like economic exchange rather than a genuine human and social relationship.